Most full adder circuits take quite a few transistors to build, but the adders in my sublec processor only use 12 transistors each. How does that work? Stay tuned to find out. Hello everyone, my name is Mike and you're watching Polymath Unlimited. Just about every computer everywhere needs to do addition. The sublec CPU that I built last summer is no exception. One of the design goals I had for this CPU was to keep the component count as low as possible, so I designed some NMOS full adders to use in this CPU's subtractor using just 12 transistors each. In this video I'll explain how these full adders work at the transistor level. But first, here's the circuit diagram of the adders that we will be building. We can see all 12 transistors and 7 pull-up resistors that make up the NMOS circuitry. We have A, B, and carry inputs, and we have an output and a carry output. If we play around with the inputs of this circuit, we should see that the behavior of this circuit is correct. Now let's go into how I came up with this circuit design. Keep in mind that while I did come up with this design myself, and I couldn't really find any examples of this exact circuit on the web, I wouldn't be surprised at all if I have simply rediscovered something that someone else already came up with decades ago, so I'm not sure I can take sole credit for this design. If you know of anywhere I can find this circuit from another source, or if you've seen this circuit before, let me know in the comments. Let's get started with a standard logic gate implementation of a full adder. We'll have 2 half adders, each built from an XOR gate and an AND gate. The half adders will be chained together to allow for the carry input signal, and the carry outputs will be ORed together to make the final carry output signal. This is the most common textbook way of building full adders. However, we can slowly start morphing the logic of this diagram to be more suitable for our specific purposes using some logical inversion techniques. We'll start by inverting both the carry input and the output of the first half adder. Now let's consider what other changes we would need to make to this circuit to keep the logic consistent. Since we inverted both of the inputs to the second half adder's AND gate, we need to change it to a NOR gate in order for the circuit's behavior to remain unchanged. We don't need to change the second half adder's XOR gate at all, since inverting one input of an XOR gate just inverts the output. So since we have inverted both inputs, we have just inverted the output twice, which means it's unaffected. A quick test by playing with the inputs should confirm that our full adder's behavior remains the same as before we made these changes. Now let's invert both the A and B inputs of our full adder and consider how that affects our circuit. Again, we don't need to change the XNOR gate because we've just inverted both inputs. But the AND gate of the first half adder does need to get changed to a NOR gate, since both of its inputs were inverted. Again, testing the circuit by cycling through possible inputs should confirm that it still works properly. Now at this point, you might be wondering, what's the point of doing all this? Doesn't this make the circuit more complicated since we need to add 3 inverters to it? Why are we even bothering with this? Well, to make this all make sense, we need to make use of one very interesting property of a full adder. If you invert all of its inputs, all of its outputs also get inverted. So now we can invert all of our inputs by getting rid of the inverters we just added, and change the XOR gate generating the output to an XNOR gate, and changing the OR gate generating the carry output to a NOR gate. What we have now is another perfectly valid, though maybe a little less intuitive way to build a full adder. This new version uses 2 XNOR gates and 3 NOR gates instead of the classic 2 XOR, 2 AND, and 1 OR combination. Again, you might be wondering, why bother with this? Why not just use the standard design for a full adder? Well, it turns out that there's a way of building XNOR gates in NMOS which will let us reuse 2 of the transistors in the XNOR gate to also produce the NOR signals we need to handle carries. Let me demonstrate. The exclusive OR operation is defined as outputting true if either input is true but not both. In terms of logic gates, we can construct this operation with an OR gate, a NAND gate, and an AND gate. Since we want XNOR instead of XOR, we can simply change the final AND gate into a NAND gate. Now let's construct this arrangement using NMOS logic. If we just naively follow the logic diagram exactly, then this will take 7 transistors, 2 for each NAND gate and 3 for the OR gate. However, we can simplify this by getting rid of the OR gate and simply exchanging the second transistor in the final NAND gate with 2 transistors in parallel. This will allow us to build the same logic with only 5 transistors instead of 7. Now, here's where the magic comes in. See those 2 parallel transistors we replaced the OR gate with? If we put a third pull-up resistor on the drains of those transistors, then we have just made a NOR output without adding any transistors to the circuit. Now we just need to chain 2 of these circuits together, add 2 more transistors to make the final NOR gate, and we have just built an NMOS full adder with only 12 transistors. I chained 8 of these circuits together to make the 8-bit ripple carry subtractor in my sublec processor, and they work beautifully. This all just goes to show that transistor-level computer hardware doesn't have to be complicated to work. This circuit is simple enough to build on a breadboard, so if you have a breadboard, a dozen or so transistors, and a few resistors, then I encourage you to build this yourself and try it out. Hopefully this has inspired you to start that CPU build that you've been thinking about, or maybe it's even given you ideas for a build you're already working on. In any case, feel free to share your designs and ideas down in the comments. Thank you for watching, thanks to all of my subscribers, and I will see you next time.